This Pokemon game has every single evolution type. You've got your classic water, fire, electric, then you have a ghost Eevee, a steel Eevee, a dragon Eevee, and I don't even know what Eevee this is. But we'll only be using it and the others in our run of this amazing fan game, Pokemon Myth, that has a spectacular story, a brand new gimmick, awesome regional variants, amazing fan-made Pokemon, and some crazy new Mega Evolutions. Not to mention that there's a new Pokemon type in this game as well, Sound, which will definitely make our battles much more exciting, along with a couple of other interesting rules too. So if you enjoyed the video, hit that like and subscribe. Now let's get right into it. We make our character and learn a little about how climate change may be affecting the local Pokemon in the region. Our mom calls us down not only to give us this little Eevee, but each type in the game. Thanks, Mom. We have the classics we all love and know, followed by the new ones in their awesome designs. Finally, we evolve our given Eevee with the shiny stone into Planeon. We run into our neighbor Marcus, who challenges us to a battle, but his Pokemon are unable to do anything but fight. We head to Pokemon Professor Bree's lab, who's also Marcus's dad, to get the usual Pokédex Pokeballs that we'll never use. We make a little Eevee team and head out. We run into a lot of cool Pokemon exploring, like this regional electric flying Pidgey, this dove that doesn't have any pupils, this adorable fighter kitten, and this wet dog. We run into Marcus again and follow him to the sewers because why not, and he catches a green Zubat. Then we part ways to Eclipse Town for our first gym battle. Also, Drowsy's made out of water now, which I thought was pretty cool. Marcus challenges us for a quick little rival battle, and yeah, scratch that, we're under level.
5 minutes later.
Alright, round 2, let's get it. Green Zubat is crushed by Crystallion's ancient power. His grass and rock Cocoline comes landing nothing but high level magnitude, so Scorpion Fury cuts it. Vulpix faces Toxeon, and why does it know magnitude as well? Either way, a couple bubbles douse its fire out, then Titanion faces Rufflet to get paralyzed and lose. That's a little embarrassing. So Planeon throws some snowballs as revenge. We venture into the cave for more rare Pokemon that we won't use, when suddenly we run into members of Team Astera, you know, the usual local evil team. Unfortunately for them, our Eevee team blasts through their teams like it was nothing, and before we knew it, it was gym time. But first, look at this little shiny Mareep I found. It's a fire and dark type now, and it looks adorable. Now it's time to face the fire type gym leader Kilo. We just throw some rocks at all his fire poke. Oh shoot, it knows Mach Punch! That does nothing. First gym badge 1. While heading to our next destination, we run into a Pokemon researcher named Eevee from another region, who requests a battle that Planeon wins with ease. She runs off, and just as we are entering the next town, Team Astera is attacking a girl with a Cosmog. So naturally, we step in and thrash those punks. But the battle's not over yet, because as soon as we enter town, the two Team Astera admins send more grunts at us. Not like that bothered us at all though. We run into Eevee again, who tells us about infusion gems, which you can splice into your Pokemon's DNA to power up damage for that certain Pokemon type. She takes us to the lab she works at, and we quickly defeat her father / boss in battle, and they allow us to use the infusion machine so we can infuse our Pokemon. We also find Professor Bree outside standing there like Silver from Johto, and he tells us about another Pokemon group called Team Correct. Their goal is to reverse the effects of climate change, but personally the team name is Corrupt, so I don't think they have any good intentions. He leaves, we grab the infusion vial so we can infuse our Pokemon, and Eevee challenges us to another battle, forgetting like we beat her 10 minutes ago. So Planeon kindly reminds her. We run into Marcus again, whose Zubat was stolen, so we track down the thugs who took it, and unsurprisingly, it's Team Corrupt. We battled our way to their commander, Monica. Our Pokemon took and returned hits while Marcus just lands the finishing blows. Also, Scyther is a fire and ghost type, with Zora being a fire and dark type, and I think that's really cool, and their designs look awesome. With that wrapped up, we wander into the Fairbloom Ruin to meet the region's champion, Vanilla, who gifts us the TM cut so we can get into Fairbloom City for our second gym battle against this big-headed ice gym leader, Alexander. Combation punches all of his ice types and his cloister explodes. What a way to go. With the dust settle, that's another gym badge down. But before we leave, Marcus comes for another battle. Playon snowballs his green Zubat and Coconut. Combation mock punches Cryogonal, then Toxicon acid sprays the rest of his team. We leave town and run into the two admins of Team Astera again, Pixie and Spectral, along with their leader Zeru. We battle the admins, and Marcus and I's battling experience plus being better trainers lets us take them out with ease. With their defeat, Marcus runs off and we enter Moplar Town, specifically Infusion Inc., where we meet and battle the CEO, Lily, who's Ivy's sister by the way. She starts with a Servine that Playon snowballs, then Titanion faces Carbring, where we get a chance to sword dance up and sweep the rest of her team without breaking a sweat. Lily heads to a work call and Marcus catches up with us saying his dad might be in danger. He tracked his phone to the catacombs beneath the city to find out, unsurprisingly, that he's the leader of Team Corrupt. Yeah, don't think that sympathy for Team Corrupt earlier wasn't unnoticed. He goes off to do more research and invites us to tag along if we want. We wander through the grotto area into a volcanic area where we're attacked by this giant phoenix Pokemon, Fanalfa. Luckily, Vanilla saved us and caught it. Also, she has a Deoxys. Just wanted to put that out there. She requests our help in seeing what was disturbing it so much, and after going deeper into the volcano, we see Professor Bree and his grunts. He thanks us for removing Fanalfa, but his work isn't done yet, and he plans to wipe out the whole volcano in the name of fixing the climate. Now, I'm just your humble run-of-the-mill Pokemon trainer, but I don't think that's how it works. We refuse to let him go through with it, and we face him in battle. He starts with a Azumarill that Jolteon Volt switches out so that Toxicon can come in and finish it with an acid spray. Next is Scyther, which we stall a little with Calm Mind and Wish, then acid spray down. His own Toxicon comes out and gets countered by our Titanion. Then out of nowhere, Porygon Z comes and Mega Evolves. Despite that and getting burnt, we were able to gear grind our way to victory. He retreats for now and we return to town for our third gym badge against Electric Gym Leader Asuka. Our ground type evolution Dunion.
Well, I'm out of here.
Then we do some switching and chipping back and forth, allowing our dragon type evolution, Ascension, to sweep the rest of his team with Dragon Claw. We enter Route 5 where In from the Unova region greets us and requests a battle from us, which was a quick and easy victory, and runs off. We're walking and suddenly we get a massive headache from a voice calling out for help, so it must be the allergies. We confront and track Bree off of Route 7, where he's using some machine to further his plans. Also, the Hope Girl is here too. First, we have to battle that commander again. Dunon takes out his Joltik but gets poisoned. That, along with Scyther's extreme speed, faints it. It burns through Umbreon's health with a Blaze Kick extreme speed combo until Arion the Flying Evolution water pulses it. But while we are beating up his Mogwile, he revives it and he makes a grand return with a Blaze Kick. This thing is really annoying me now. Ascension is also knocked out because we got a little greedy trying to Swords Dance up. But like, come on, there's no reason this thing's about to sit here and sweep. Luckily, Sonarion, the sound type evolution, comes in with speed and Dark Pulse and proceeds to sweep his whole team. Thank you, you're the real hero of the team. Now it's Professor Bree's turn for some punishment. Hope heals our Pokemon and we faint treat with Bree's Azumarill. Mega Porygon Z uploads and Dunion gets a Toxic off, with Umbreon simply stalling it out. He revives Azumarill, so Planeon takes care of it, but it's poison plus Cleavelor's Aura Sphere faints it. Sonarion comes back to be the GOAT, Dark Pulsing Kevlar and Sonar Pulsing Toxicon for the win. Vanilla and I stop his machine, forcing him to retreat once more, like a little Wimpod. With another round of saving the day, it's time for the gym. Now this one's a bit more different in the fact that it constantly rains and it's a water gym. And Gym Leader Windcord here has Mega Swampert that has Swift Swim, doubling its speed. So yeah, we had a lot of struggles trying to beat this thing, along with her other annoying team members.
3 hours later.
Leading off with Soniar to tank Scald and blast back with Sonar Pulse while being poisoned by Quagsire. Next, Ascension throws up a quick Sword Dance to Dragon Claw its way through Quagsire and Toxapex, but falls to Quagsire's poison. Leafeon gets Toxic Wish Protect Stall, which is just unfair, but we do get to Leech Seed it, leaving this all up to Jolteon. We Thunder Wave it, which was an awful idea, thanks to Vaporeon having Flip Torn, and its weak defenses are surely gonna fail us here, so we Thunderbolt it and hope, and it doesn't go down. But We live the flip turn and Leech Seed drains the rest of its health. And that's nothing but another gym badge 1. Screw this gym, let's keep going. Before we leave town, Marcus chases us down again, throwing us in another rival battle. Grovyle is iced out by Glaceon's Iced Wind. We throw a crit shrapnel spear at Typhlosion. Then his pink Crobat Mega Evolves and survives our attack, chipping down our Crystaleon. Planeon strikes it down with a Star Bolt, which is a cool name for a move. We paralyze Frostlass, but it freezes us with Ice Beam. Spectreon Shadow Balls it to the Shadow Dimension with his Rufflet just being there to be there, ending with Coconut falling as well. We meet up with all of our friends at Reaple Town, where Vanilla suggests we double team battle, and I had to pair it with my guy Marcus. Now it's time to really teach these ladies how to Pokemon battle. We lost. Not only did they have legendary Pokemon, but they had Megas and strategy because Venusaur uses toxic spikes and regular spikes. Most importantly, Marcus still uses that useless little Rufflet. So naturally, we paired with Eevee, who had the spikes. We paralyzed their front line while ours got destroyed. Archeops Brave Bird Superior, Crobat Revenge Brave Birds on Scorpion. Archeops Rock Slides their side and Crobat falls. Luxray and Spectreon come out cleaning through the rest of their team, forcing them to use Mega Ampharobes, along with Typhlosion that Earth powers Luxray. Luckily, our partner's next Pokemon is a Metalwetta who helps Spectreon clean up the rest of their team. See what happens when you don't use a dumb little Rufflet, Marcus? Our next destination is Mount Maycrop to guard the Shrine of the Night that holds a legendary Pokemon that Vanilla thinks Bree will target. We hustle through the snow, meeting Lily there. We discover him and his grunts, so we let the others know and confront them. Suddenly, our bodies couldn't move for whatever reason, and he's about to blast us with Genesect. Vanilla comes into the rescue with her Deoxys, and we can move again. We try to help Lily to no avail, and Bree blasts Vanilla away and her Deoxys. So now it's time for us to take them down. We freeze dry Azumarill, then suddenly Jirachi comes out. But that's not the surprising part, because it Mega Evolves. Why does it Mega Evolve? It psychics out our Scorpion, so Spectreon comes out with Calm Mind to tank the hits, returning with Shadow Ball. But Porygon's Ice Beam and Hail damage feints us. Combation comes out swinging with a Drain Punch, then we switch out on his Toxeon that Glaceon apparently couldn't handle. So Crystaleon Calm Minds and Seismic pulses Toxeon out. Genesect blasts us with Thunderbolt, but that just allows Combation to come in swinging with a Fire Punch. Combation follows this up with some good Thunder Punches on Cleavelore, allowing Planeon to finish this up with a disarming voice, so basically screaming at it. The blizzard around us gets bad and Bree runs again. We pass out and awake to learn that Eevee was able to save Vanilla with her Archeops when she got blasted. Lily's sitting next to us paralyzed and unconscious, which is just insane. And where the heck is Marcus? Despite all that unfortunate news, we get some rest and head to the next town in Templon City. Hope gives us the HM Surf and we meet Vanilla at the local library. We learn a bit about the region's history and that Bree's captured 2 of the 3 legendary Pokemon of the region. So she decides to round up some super strong trainers that will all meet at the Shrine of Evening to confront Bree, meaning it's time to stop him once and for all. We charge in there with Vanilla facing Bree, while Hope and I face the 2 admins. Glaceon slows them down with Icy Wind, while Mushana kinda acts as a punching bag. Both Mushana and Galvantula go down, but the dream team of Planeon plus Lunala tear through the field. They did nothing but blast through each and one of our opponent's Pokemon, simply unstoppable. Bree defeats Vanilla, so we step in and I quickly learn why she lost. This Psychic and Fairy Volcarona tore right through the team like it was nothing, forcing us to regroup and go at it again. Crystaleon tries to Seismic Pulse Toxeon like last time, but it knows Earthquake, so that's just great. Combation lands a Thunder Punch into an extreme speed. Aegislash comes out, so we paralyze it with Planeon's Glare, then Swords Dance up with Titanion to dig it a grave, just for Swampert to Earthquake it as well. Vaporeon surfs in with Mega Jirachi coming out, blasting it with Psychic. Planeon gives it a quick glare before it hits the dirt as well. well. This allows Spectrion to calm mind and tank the Psychic to go on a full sweep, tanking every hit and returning with Shadow Ball, sending the rest of his team to the Shadow Realm. He promptly leaves after reprimanding his admins, and Vanilla suggests we take a little break from all this Team Corrupt stuff, which I would agree with if he didn't literally said he's gonna call forth the god of all Pokemon, but okay. Side note again, where's Marcus? Go handle your dad, go talk to him. It's time for another gym battle, but Eevee stops us right before wanting another battle. A Cynthia Swords Dance to play rough on Meloetta, Dragon Claw on Mega Venusaur, and Ice Fang on Archeops. We switch out on Minshao's Fake Out, so Combation comes in with Thunder Punches. Duyan comes in to hard counter, and a Cynthia outspeeds and finishes things with Dragon Claw. Now we can finally get to the gym battle against ground type gym leader Reiko. Vaporeon and Leafeon leads things off with a Leaf Blade on the Cordeli switch in, along with a Surf for the field. Cordeli Mega Evolves, and I have to say that's a pretty awesome design. Surf knocks out Leafeon, unfortunately. Then Glaceon comes in with an Icy Wind that misses both targets, leading to Vaporeon getting Energy Balled. Come on now, Glaceon. You're better than that. Ascension Swords Dance, but it means nothing from a Seismitoad Skull Burn. But at least this time Icy Wind lands and knocks out Mega Cordeli. Estrogen returns with the Iron Head for Glaceon, so Combation comes out. With it, and Ascension's help, we start running through Reiko's team with nothing but Dragon Claws, Drain Punches, Extreme Speeds, and unbelievably bad Burn RNG. Now we have our 5th gym badge. We meet back with everyone, but the voices in our heads start talking again, which were actually the legendary Shrine Pokemon pleading for our help. And look, Marcus came to join the group for once. Vanilla gives us the 3 shards related to those Pokemon and a phone that Bree dropped. We race to the next gym, but Hope stops us right outside for a battle. What's with everyone stopping us right outside the gym? She leads with her punching bag of Mushana, so Spectrion Calm Minds and Shadow Balls it, followed by a Moonblast on Planeon. Mega Absol crunches down, so Scorpion comes out to Swords Dance and tanks the crunch thanks to Intimidate, where we return with an X-Scissor. Rotom Heat cooks us, so Planeon starbolts it with her next Pokemon being Lunala, destroying Planeon. Luckily we have the ultimate Lunala counter, Umbreon and its Dark Pulses, leaving her last Pokemon, Rakcolossus, that we quickly Heavy Slam. With her out the way, next on our list is Sound Gym Leader Yuri. He leads with Electric and Sound Lapras that Leafeon just couldn't beat, so Duyan Earthquakes it. Noctowl gets Toxic Stall, then the Ice and Sound Noivern comes out, forcing us to switch into Titanion. We land a Heavy Slam on it, bite down on Trimecho, and fully Swords Dance, Heavy Slam on Sonarion. Blind Cheese Auraspheres us and Moonblast Dunion, along with our Sonarion. Luckily it faints to our poison that it had, winning us another gym badge. On our way to the next town, we run into Lily, who's recovered a little and gives us the Megastone for Diancie before leaving for the rest of the game. We swim through a large lake and venture through the vast desert, reaching Diamond Town. Vanilla meets us and introduces us to our brother Damien, who's the Unova champion, and Mizzy, the region's former champion. The plan is to beat Team Corrupt once and for all. She's heard reports that they were planning to meet at the Desert Reservoir. When we get there, we see that Marcus appears with the legendary bird trio, revealing himself as the true leader of Team Corrupt. Bree and the other admins come out, so while the others are taking care of them, Hope and I face Marcus. He starts off with Palkia and Dialga, so we decide to chip down Palkia while Hope's side of the field gets bullied. Once it goes down, Giratina arrives, but we both target it with Moongeist and Aurora Beams. Zapdos lands a big Thunder on Vaporeon, so Planeon revenge kills with Starbolt, with Lunala going down to a Meteor Mash. Both Mega Absol and Planeon are taken down by Articuno's Extreme Speed and Dialga's Meteor Mash. Combation Drain Punches Dialga after surviving an Articuno Brave Bird, followed by Planeon Starbolting Articuno. His last Pokemon is Pearl Moltres, so
I surrender!
However, Marcus isn't done yet. He summons Arceus, teleports our friends away, and claims proclaims that it's over for us. But he doesn't know Combation can just punch God. With that embarrassing loss, Marcus finally gives up, releasing all the legendaries he's captured and giving us the key to free our friends. He then disappears into the desert with Team Corrupt, but states that he still has some unfinished business. We find the lab, free everyone, and free the 3 shrine legendaries that he captured. Now that Team Corrupt's washed, we can step into the fighting ring with the lovely, yes, I may have a type, don't judge, fighting gym leader Mari. Side note, why is she casually just standing next to one of the swords of justice? I just wanted to point that out to y'all. Arion scares Prelume into bringing out Cobalion. That we air cannon, which wasn't enough, so we're greeted with its Iron Head. Espeon outspeeds and psychics the sword of justice down. Lucario, who's a ghost and ground type, mega evolves, and she gets a little too cocky trying to sweep with Swords Dance. Espeon scares it off after one Shadow Ball, leading to a desperate switch into Infernape that we psychic after tanking a Fire Blast. Lucario returns, so Toxicroak comes forth, really putting her in disarray as she kept switching between Lucario and Toxicroak while we just sit there in calm mind. Then after some time we Sludge Bomb both of them, along with her Min Shao. Finally, the scared Prelume returns, putting up a decent fight until Scorpion Venom blades it in half, winning our 7th gym badge. After the battle, she requests to meet us outside, and personally, I'll follow her wherever. We meet at the docks, boating to her hometown, running into Innigan, who just wanted to show off his Pokemon, especially Reshiram, but at this point, we've defeated like 5 legendaries, so it doesn't bother us, nor does it bother Sonarion. Easily defeating it with Sonar Pulse, allowing Combation to punch its way through the rest of its team. Mari shows us a hidden grotto where Virizion lives, but we don't need it, so we don't care. Then we run into Eevee, who's actually Mari's daughter, and she wants a battle, as usual. Mega Venusaur comes out with spikes while Toxicroak calms minds, but promptly runs into our trap where we Geyser Pulse Archeops, knocking it out. Toxicroak continues its sweep with Sludge Bomb on Luxray and Vaporeon, ending with a high jump kick from Min Shao. Jolteon shocks it down, then paralyzes Meloetta so that Crystallion can 2-shot it with Shrapnel Spear, with us finishing up Mega Venusaur. Mari tells us to head west to Smith's Town, where we meet in again and find an old statue where those shards we got from Vanilla can fit in, releasing the 3 shrine legendaries. But the true purpose of this trip is to stop Team Astra from trying to make this area their HQ. Marcus comes along too because this is his unfinished business. First, we have to defeat the admins Pixie and Spectral, with no help from Marcus. Even without him, we have the best double strategy to employ. Focus on one side at a time. We Shrapnel Sphere Blazedy with the side of Toxic for Spiritomb. Then suddenly Mega Sylveon comes out to Shadow Ball Crystallion, but we're able to poison it as well though. Playon was able to Starbolt the Mega down, then it gets its revenge in the form of Blind Sheaths, Moonblast, along with a foul play from Spiritomb. Toxic eventually takes out Spiritomb, so Jolteon and Aegislash come out, which kind of didn't matter for our side because Jolteon was hit by Moonblast, with Aegislash hitting our Toxicroak with an Iron Head, leaving Combation and our Ascension left. Ascension plays rough on Banshee, then we team up on Aegislash. Their final Pokemon is a Mega Mismagius, which is so awesome, but not even Mega Evolution was going to be enough to beat our duo. Now it's time to face Team Astra's leader, Zeru. Marcus comes up to do nothing but get teleported away, but now it's battling time. Glaceon slows down Mimikyu with Icy Wind before fainting so that Spectreon can Shadow Ball it out. He instantly brings out Rayquaza that Mega Evolves, and we barely live the outrage. Sylveon intervenes with its presence and a Moonblast. Gengar appears from the shadows, and I have to say this sprite of Gengar is the best one I've ever seen. Umbreon comes out to tank stall it, sending it back to the shadows with a Shadow Ball. He tries to outrage again with his own Dragon Eevee, but Sylveon exists and it goes down. Dragonpult learns the same lesson as well. Serpentine Aqua Jets us down and then goes on a straight rampage, knocking out each and every team member while we can only chip its health. Our own Dragon Eevee gets tired of this foolishness, ending this all with a crit Dragon Claw. Zero claims he'll retire to another region to get stronger, bidding us farewell for now. So he's just escaping from his crimes then. We save our friends that were captured and head straight to the final gym. Dark-type Gym Leader Bola faces us for battle. Combatian comes out immediately with Drain Punches for Tyranitar, followed up with Sylveon draining, kissing Spiritomb's energy away. Vaporeon rusts Bisharp with Surf, almost drowning Incineroar too, but it lives and destroys Vaporeon with Darkest Lariat. Combatian steps in to beat it, then Mega Houndoom's unleashed, cooking us with Fire Blast. Umbreon does some amazing stall work to chip its health down until we beat it, then Crocodile Earthquakes us. We end this final gym battle with Scorpion emerging for an X-Scissor slicing up Crocodile. Before hitting Victory Road, Eevee challenges us to one more rival battle. We use the same Toxeon strategy, defeating Archeops and Luxray. Jolteon shocks Vaporeon, then paralyzes Metaletta so that Crystalleon can throw its special rocks at it, ending with Scorpion Venom blading Minshao and Mega Venusaur. She wishes us luck and gives us some weird mic, but I already have a mic to record these videos, so it just stays in our bag forever. Before we enter the Pokemon League gates, Hope stops us to test our abilities. We blow through her punching bag of Mushara and her Planeon with Spectreon until Mega Absol crunches us once again. Titanium couldn't land another Iron Tail, so it goes down as well. Combatian Extreme speeds it out, and we remind her that Lunala can do nothing against our Umbreon. We throw rocks at her oven and Seismic Pulse her Rock Colossus. She wishes us luck and we head towards the Pokemon League. Also, we say hi to Tyrakion, who's just chilling on some rocks. With preparation set, it's time to face the first Elite Four member, Maximum. He starts with Golurk and Corviknight against Vaporeon and Planeon, and we do the ultimate double strategy, focusing down one side. Vaporeon scolds down Golurk while Planeon glares at Corviknight. Empoleon scouts Planeon right back, and we switch into our new pair of Titanion and Spectreon. Spectreon's Fear Pulse hits both Pokemon, knocking out Empoleon, but Corviknight's Brave Bird knocks Spectreon out in return. Vaporeon returns and we gang up on Zamazenta. That leads to it and Vaporeon's defeat. Dunion and Volcarona come out, and luckily Titanion can actually use its eyes and land a massive Iron Tail on Volcarona, followed by another big one on Zacian. With Corviknight being the lone survivor, Ascension Dragon Claws it so it can join the rest of its team. Now it's time for the lovely Luna. She starts with that annoying Volcarona, so Titanion barely survives an overheat attack, landing an Iron Tail that doesn't defeat it, so we melt. Luckily, it faints too, thanks to Life Orb. Jolteon runs away from Mew, allowing Umbreon to drag it into the darkness with Dark Pulse. Azumarill Moonblast Umbreon, forcing Spectreon to Calm Mind up and scare it with Fear Pulse, followed by Moonblast on her Galarian Moltres. It takes Mega Ampharos to crunch the fear away. Ascension's Earthquake defeats it, and that stupid Volcarona was revived, so we hit it hard with Earthquake as well, but it hits us harder with a Moonblast. Fortunately again, Life Orb fainted. We give our final Pokemon Milotic a good shocking and move forward to Hope again. Did you not learn your lesson from like 5-10 minutes ago? Also, you telling me I've been consistently beating an Elite Four member? You're washed. We proceed to beat her with the same strategy as before, with the same team as before. History repeats itself. Now it's time for the final Pokemon Elite Four member, Lucas. He starts with a shiny Mogwile against our calm-minding Spectreon, who's really been carrying these Elite Four rounds. We melt it with Flamethrower, then Moonblast Dunsparce until Electric Lapras thunderbolts us down. Ascension Earthquakes it, then Marshadow appears from the darkness. We play a little too rough on it, so it faints. Arcanine comes out, but that's not your average Arcanine. It can Mega Evolve, and it flies, or has Levitate. Either way, Earthquake did nothing to it, and we faint from an extreme speed. Dunion does what it does best and Toxic stalls Arcanine out, forcing Giratina to emerge from the Distortion World, blasting Dunion with a Drago Meteor. But that doesn't matter because Sylveon gave it a little kiss on the cheek to defeat it. With the final Elite Four member down, it's champion time. Vanilla congratulates us for coming this far in our journey, from defeating evil teams to rescuing legendary Pokemon. Now she stands as our final challenge. Her Ascension is hard countered by Sylveon and Moonblasted, so her legendary Phoenix, Finalfa, rises but quickly falls to Jolteon's Thunderbolts. During the scuffle, Ascension was revived, so we paralyze it before it hits us with outrage. Sylveon plants a kiss on it and Blazity comes out. We respond with Crystaleon's Shrapnel Spear. We're weakened by Toxic, so attack form Deoxys simply extreme speeds us. Umbreon tanks another extreme speed and we one-shot it with Dark Pulse. Mega Altaria descends with Sylveon trying to take it out, but it's a bit too bulky and we get extreme speeded. Vaporeon Ice Beams it frozen, leading to our final Pokemon, Lugia, soaring from the skies. We launch Ice Beams, but it hits hard with a Brave Bird, defeating Vaporeon. Luckily, it's enough for the GOAT of these past few Elite Four battles to come out, Spectreon, tanking a Brave Bird and hitting Lugia with a Fear Pulse, forcing the great legendary to its knees. With that, we have officially beaten Pokemon Myth with only evolutions. Now go watch some PokeRogue.